I am gonna attempt to get a better video of this fish room because the other one was filmed in portrait mode and the cat was down here screaming. So basically this is it. Whoops, let me see. My 150 gallon is gonna go here. And I have plumbing here, hot and cold and drain line. We're gonna get the drain as close as possible to the bottom. And then all of my filtration stuff is gonna go here. I hope to have a carbon block. What am I looking at here? What is in the way of the camera? Okay. I think my gimbal is. Yeah, I hope to have a carbon block, reverse osmosis, auto water change system, auto top off, whatever. And then I have 18 inches between the back of my shelves and the wall. And I fit back here pretty good. I'm still learning how to do my gimbal, so. Of course, Max is down here now, so I can walk that way too. We have, I think this is the 72-inch long Husky shelf, and this one is the 90-inch long Husky shelf, and then that one is also the 72-inch. And hey, Max. So we don't have any electrical outlets in here, which I don't know if you've noticed. Let me just show you the light. I painted the ceiling a lighter color, like same hue as the wall, but a lighter shade. It's just like an interior design trick to make the room look bigger or lighter, especially in a basement when you have only 2 little windows and a dark color on the walls. Realistically, you could do like even a white, but I had my husband hardwire this huge shop light into. I can link that one. It's from Home Depot. It's pretty bright. And this is the only thing that was in here. This and then the light switch for electricity. So we're gonna have to run some more electricity from the laundry room. There's another panel for down here in the basement. Basically what's gonna go on is, right now I'm painting the shelves that are gonna go on this. I have pieces of wood cut out. 1/2-inch ply goes here, here, and here, and then a solid piece of 3/4 goes on top. Because of this metal thing, it kind of sticks up, so it would have been really hard for me to put not really hard, but it's just not the effect I wanted, to put a solid piece. So the plan is essentially to put 10 gallons long ways, so with the short side out, all up here, right? And then, so all the top shelf is gonna be 10 gallons. And then, and 20 longs, because 20 longs are, I would have to put them long ways, because they wouldn't go, well, I'd have to put them like the correct way, not the sideways way. Because it would be too long that way. But this is gonna be 20 highs, right? 20 highs all on this shelf. Hey, Max. I think I'm also gonna put my 75 gallon here, or yeah, here, because it's more of like a show tank. And then we'll have 40 breeders on the bottom. So I already have a bunch of tanks. So, the electrical system. We're gonna have 2 outlets on each rack up top. I want one in the middle so that I can hang down like charging cables. Oops, there we go. Charging cables. I'm gonna have a little table and a chair here where I can sit and maybe do live streams or whatever. When we were grinding the floor to prepare for the epoxy, we ended up splashing a bunch of concrete up onto my beautiful purple paint job. I've tried everything to wipe it up. I'm gonna have to touch up the paint anyway to get it nice and crisp around the edges. But it's really disappointing, but we'll get it fixed up. It'll look good. I have extra paint. So we're gonna have electricity, right? A bunch of it added in here. And I'm gonna get a big linear piston air pump from Gemco. And we're gonna mount that up into the floor joists, ceiling joists. And I'm gonna build an air manifold that goes around the whole room, a big huge square, and that will be my air supply for all the tanks. And then, yeah, all the tanks are gonna be plumbed to this drain and the water supply. I haven't decided yet if I wanna do like a constant water change system. If I'm gonna somehow have some sort of central system, like maybe this shelf here could be like a giant sump for the whole room. I don't know. It's hard for me to decide. If I do a central system, I want to have a way that I can close certain tanks so that if, you know, I have a sick tank or a quarantine tank or whatever, I can just close a ball valve and then it doesn't go to the central system with everything else. And then I want reverse osmosis so that I can have some softer water or mix it 50-50 with my hard water. We have about 450 parts per million here. I don't know what exactly is in it. I need to get a water test because parts per million is like TDS is not end all be all measurement. You need to know what's in it. Like, is it 400 parts per million of arsenic? Or is it 400 parts per million of calcium carbonate? Or is it a mix of other random beneficial things? So I'm gonna be getting a water test. I don't know why my gimbal keeps like doing that. It's like filming itself. I might have to scoot the phone over or something. What is that? It's this part. Oh, I don't know what to tell you. It's just filming itself. So yeah. I like how LRB does it on LRB Aquatics. He can have hard water, soft water, a mixture, whatever. So I'm gonna aim for something like that. And then of course we need to have like emergency systems down here, like Max, please. Something that's gonna monitor a flood. I have like watchdog alarm things that sit on the floor. But I'll show you some of the tanks now, I guess. A lot of this stuff is like, I have a basic idea of how I want to plumb everything. The tanks are drilled, most of them. I still have to drill a couple. I have a basic idea of how I want it all to be plumbed. I just have to agree or disagree whether or not I want to have a central system. I could plumb it to where there is a central system and then have it set up in a way that I could just close those ball valves. So like if this bottom shelf here was a whole sump for the whole room, I could just have it in a way where I can close those ball valves, and then if I want to put fish tanks there, I can decide to do that later, I guess. I don't know. So I'm probably gonna get most of my stuff from Gemco, but that's an update and a brief explanation. I'm gonna automate as much as possible. I'm gonna have auto feeders, auto top off, auto water change, everything. So at least I hope. I have a bunch of different types of tanks. These are actually 2 10-gallons I have sitting on the stove. I ended up becoming addicted to like betta fish recently. Once I got the 150-gallon, I was like, this tank is big enough, I can have multiple betta fish in one tank. And then I realized you can't really do that. Unfortunately, we lost a couple betta lives, and I feel like an idiot. But so there I was with all these betta fish and a huge addiction to them, and I decided that I want to keep a bunch of betta fish, so here we are. Yeah, So I'll just show you some of my tanks, and then you can kind of maybe get an idea of what the fish room might look like soon, maybe one day, hopefully. This tank has a whole story. That's for another video, but this is where Patriotic Boy used to live before he was poisoned and died. But now there's 2 female guppies, 3 fry, a red betta, 3, I guess they're crystal shrimp or really shrimp. I don't know. They're red and clear and red. I don't know what they're called. I don't think they're crystal shrimp. And there's also a dwarf frog in here somewhere. It's dirty. A lot of my tanks are dirty on the outside. I need to clean them, and like there's just garbage all over. This is Spike. He's missing an eye. That's a story for another time. He used to live with Zigbee, but Zigbee died. Something happened to their tank. Max, please get down. I'm making a movie. Thank you. And then over here is Spicy Boy and 3 koi guppies that I plan on breeding. I need to get a male that doesn't have ribbon fins, because if you didn't know this, the ribbon fin males cannot get their gonopodium like into the female, because a part of the ribbon part of them is their gonopodium is really long, so they can't actually reproduce. Spicy Boy is in there. Of course, I'm filming now, so Max wants to be like right in the way. This used to be my H. Formosa, Heterandia Formosa, the least killifish. They all died. I had like 12 in here, and they just like all died one day, so. Max, why are you hitting this? I'm trying to film a nice video with my gyro. My cat needs to be like right in the way. I don't know where Spicy Boy is. Oh, Max, please. These 2 tanks are having a crisis. This is this tank that I recently set up. I don't understand why the hair algae is happening. My 75 gallon is doing this also, and so is my 150. But in the tank on the left is Flappy Boy and a bunch of random shrimp that I found in my filter from the 75 gallon, because I dumped that in here to like instantly cycle it. Actually there's a couple really nice red ones in here. That's neat. There's like some random ones in here that like kind of reverted back to wild colors. But I come in here every day and pull this out, and it just won't stop. It's a type of hair algae that's like really, really hard to get rid of. I think it's some species of Cladophora. But anyway, here's Flappy Boy. Oh my god, Max. He just headbutted the gyro, so. This tank is having a different type of hair algae. It looks different and feels different. It's more slimy. This tank had a dwarf gourami in it, a bunch of orange shrimp, which there's still some in here, and 2 African dwarf frogs. I ended up rescaping it, like replanting it. I put a betta in here that was Spike, and then there was some sort of bacterial bloom. I think Spike hurt his eye, so I pulled Spike out to put him over in the other tank I just showed to medicate him and treat his eye issue. And his eye issue cleared up. Unfortunately, he lost his eye, but he's fine now. Zigbee ended up dying, which makes me really sad, because I adopted this tank from a really nice young lady. She was moving somewhere where she couldn't take her tank, and she trusted me with it, and something happened, and Zigbee got sick, and I just wasn't in time. Max is being such a brat right now. These tanks down here are going to be hard for me to show you. There's basically assorted mollies here. And, a king betta. There's also some Calico Super Red plecos that I'm growing out. I just bought them. I bought like 6 or 7 fry. Whoops. Sorry, I'm still learning to control the gyro. And then we have some 10 gallons here. I think this one just has a betta. That one just has a betta. This one is balloon mollies and a betta. This is all obviously temporary housing until the fish room is complete. These are dwarf gouramis and a betta, and this is a 20 high. Oh, and they all have like an air thing going on. This tank is white clouds and longfin zebra danios, and I think there's a betta in here too, but I think the zebra danios have been beating him up, so he's probably not in too good of a shape. Yeah, sorry the front of the tanks are like disgusting. These are just temporary. These are not my show tanks, obviously. And then here is a 40 breeder. I just have it room temp with some, I know they're Goodeids or Goodeids, and they're Skiffa. Are they the golden ones? I forget. I got them. I'd have to look it up again, what his ad said, or I'd have to text him and ask him exactly if I'm saying it correctly. But I got these from a gentleman in my area. He gave me like 12 or 14 fry because I told him, I said, make sure there's a female and a male because I want to breed them. I think this fish is on the Cares fish. They're doing pretty good, actually. Yeah. Sorry about that, Claire. Alright, on to the next one. Yeah, so I have a problem with collecting fish. There's a betta here. He's like right there. Can you see him? There he is. He's like one of those mustard ones. Wow, okay, let me turn this flash off because that's horrible. He's like black and orange. And then here is one. He's on the left, right? You see him bottom left? He is some sort of elephant ear. I got him from Houston Aqua in a mystery pack. And then, believe it or not, these toads are actually cycled, which is insane. Like, you wouldn't think it, but I've had these set up for like months now. And there's snails, and there's an entire nitrogen cycle going on in here, believe it or not. I think the plastic helps hold the bacteria because it's porous, more porous than glass. This is this red one here is elephant ear or something. This is actually one of my favorite ones for as far as the way that it looks. It doesn't really have much of a personality yet, but it's probably because they've been sitting in the totes on the floor and I don't really come in here and look at them very often. Here's a female here. I think that's just a Petco, PetSmart one. This one is cursed, so I haven't put anything in this one for a while. I treated it with some penicillin. I think this one had the Camelinus redworm or whatever. Every fish I've put into this one specifically has died like within a day. So I just kind of leaving it. And then here's another little female. I think it's a crown tail female. She's pretty cute. You can't really see her. Okay. That back there was a hospital tank. Let's take a look. This is the 150 gallon. It has really just, it really is going through it right now, you guys. I can't even, it's so overwhelming. I can't even fathom it. But I have to move it soon into the fish room anyway. There's a regular Trinidad pleco living in here, a cherry barb, like two guppy fries, 2 autocinclus, some snails, 2 big whisker shrimp, and a bristlenose pleco. And right here you can see my wild caught Betta embellus male. He's a very beautiful baby. He's doing great. And there's some shrimp too, little brown shrimp. He's doing great. I think he likes being in here all by himself. The tank does not look nice, but everything tests fine. I have to clean this tank. Like, these plants were doing great, and then all of a sudden this algae broke out, and I just can't. I can't even deal with it. It's like makes me so sad to even look at it because this tank was so beautiful. I'll have to post a picture or something. I think I actually have a couple videos. But let me show you this sump. So I made this sump. It's going to be hard to really see what's going on. I have to turn the light on basically, but there's videos of that sump at night. There's also a betta fish that lives down there, and he's very friendly to me. Here is a tank I made for a Betta embellus that I ordered online. He ended up jumping out, so now just a regular domestic type Betta lives in here by himself. Yep, he ended up jumping out, and you're like thinking, how did he get out? Well, he must have got out of here, because I found him on the floor right here on the carpet. I actually stepped on him. He was already dried and crusty though, so me stepping on him didn't kill him. He dried out, which is really sad, but whatever, I guess. So this is Rue. Let me finish telling you about the Betta embellus first though. So I ordered him online through eBay, I think from someone actually in Thailand, and I ended up ordering again. I went to his store on eBay and said, hey, do you have any females? Because he didn't have any females listed, but the way his shop was set up, you would assume that he's breeding these after he catches them in the wild. Oh my gosh, Max, please, dude, please. My cat does this. Sit on my lap and sit still. I'm sorry, he's like really high maintenance. Let me show. So here's Rue. He doesn't do much. Well, he's actually moving around a lot now. But, so I messaged him and said, hey, do you have any females? And Max laid down, please. I told him that the Betta embellus I got from him jumped out and died, rip. And so I was ordering a new one. I was also ordering a fry pack. I have all the fry upstairs in the 20 long on the kitchen table. And I said, hey, do you have any females? He said, here, I'll give you a female, I'll give you a couple extra fry. So I paid for a fry pack, maybe 2 fry packs, and then a male, and he threw in a female, and I think a couple extra fry, just to say, like, oh, sorry, he jumped out. Like, even though it wasn't his fault at all, he really didn't have to do that. I suppose I should link his store for you guys so you can see. Really nice guy, so I appreciate that. Usually if I get it, even if a fish shows up dead in the mail, I still feel bad for, like, hey, give me another fish, they died in the mail. Like, it's not the breeder's fault, always. It's UPS and stuff. So usually what I say is, hey, those fish died. I'm gonna buy another pack from you, like another trio of guppies or whatever it might be. Can you just send me a couple extra fish? Because then if they send you a couple extra fish, they're out the shipping, they're out, you know, the fish. Like, it's a huge loss for them, and if it's a small-time breeder, I feel really bad. Okay, let's talk about Rue. This is a 10-gallon tank I adopted from a mom and son. It leaks. It had a huge cyanobacteria outbreak. I think I've done videos on this before. Rue is not doing any better, but he's also not doing any worse. I put some leaves in, trying to get the tannins up. I don't know, maybe he's doing better. I keep saying I need to set up a different tank for him because this tank is just like contaminated basically. And then, sorry, the gyro is like kind of slow to respond. There's one more tub here with the Betta. There he is. He's like a red and white dragon kind. Yeah, so this is the spare bedroom. And it's a mess. It's like honestly super embarrassing because I don't like stuff being this messy, and it kind of sucks that I like got addicted to fish like this. But so we're in the basement now. My husband's super sad that he can't really use his pool table anymore because the basement has become fish zone. Here's some Betta racks. I gotta finish plumbing. I mean, it's all dry fitted. I just have to put some sealant around the overflows and the drip system. But this is a Betta rack. It's gonna have a sump here at the bottom. But I made that because I want to breed Bettas at least once. And then I'll show you the 75-gallon and stuff upstairs in the kitchen, and then I'll show you the stuff outside. Here is Betta embellus, wild Betta embellus tank. 1, 2, 3, 4. Babe, how many Betta embellus are in this tank? Do you remember? I think it was like 7 or 8. I think I have 2 males for sure, because like he will color up a lot. I think I have 2 males for sure, and then the rest are females, because I've seen a couple with vertical stripes. they don't really fight. They kind of will flare at each other a little bit, but I just turn the lights off and rearrange in here, and then they kind of just knock it off. More betta fish. I got, I think that's a big fat female. And then little baby females. It's a mustard male. Here's another mustard male. Here's a little koi female. Here is, let me change that mode. Here's the male, red, white, and blue male. There is, I think he's up at the top. We won't be able to see him. He's in there though. And then he's right here. You can't see him because of the glare. But yeah, so that's a disaster. It's a fish house basically, so. Alright, here's the 75. This was my first tank. Whoops. We started in a 10 gallon and then went up to a 55 gallon. And then, wow, what is that a, oh, I think that's a platy. Yeah, she's getting ready to drop fry. She's like super square. I thought that was the guppy in here that was like super pregnant. This guppy always looks that pregnant. I never seen her drop fry, and I've never seen her get smaller than that. So, maybe she's just working on a batch. But see this red swordtail right here? Oh, sorry, my cat just jumped on my lap. That is a high fin or sail fin something swordtail. Something, I think it's a molly. I don't know if it's actually a swordtail, but I got that off of someone on Aquabid, and I can link his website too. Very beautiful fish. I love him. I have a couple wild mollies in here I got off Aquabid, giant sailfin mollies, and then I have P. volifera that I got from Gabe that he got from Greg Sage, and I really don't like that they're in here mixed with all the other mollies and platies and swordfish, but we had a redworm outbreak and I had to put them all in here to treat them basically. And once I separate them into their own tank in the fish room in a couple days, I hope, we'll see if they got contaminated. They were still pretty young. I don't even think they've sexed out yet. If you have a good eye, you'll be able to see which ones are the P. volifera. But, so like there and there. They have really beautiful eyes, like blue eyes almost, but hopefully I can get them out of here before they start getting penetrated. But yeah, this is my little community tank. There's a big, huge pleco. Oh, there he is. He's in the sword plant. He's like, he's bigger than my hand. What do we call that? Like 10 inches? And then there's snails, lots of snails, and there's shrimp, lots of shrimp. You can't see them right now. They're hiding. There's 2 female bettas in here, baby kois. Lots of autosynclus, lots of different types of Corydoras. There's the bronze Corydoras, peppered Corydoras, and then there's pygmy Corydoras, neon tetras, cherry barbs, swordtails, platies, mollies, guppies, etc., 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 etc. Check it out, autosynclus on the heater. Oh, they left. Okay, down here it might be hard to see because they're very tiny. These are my H. formosa, the least killifish. This is a 20 gallon long. Look, there's a baby right there. Can you see them, little babies? There's 2 females in here, a couple males. I had a tank downstairs that the entire colony crashed. I don't know, they just all died. So the only thing living in there is a couple of, Max, please do not hit the camera. I don't think I can get the gyro down that low to see it. Oh wait, there's the 2 females in the back. So, Max, please do not jump on that, dude. And then here's baby mystery snails that I'm growing out. Little ones. Oops, this is a really long video. I'm not even halfway through all my tanks. Yeah, so here's all my mystery snail clutches. 1 week I was collecting a new clutch every day out of the 75 gallon. It's insane. And I've hatched 2 clutches already. When I tell you I collect hair algae out of those tanks every day, I mean it. I put it out here to dry. Over here in the carport is my wood that I'm trying to paint. So I got almost one full coat on all the pieces. I just need to touch up the edges and stuff. Yeah, so this is gonna go on those racks inside the future fish room. And these are the tanks that are outside. I will try to wrap this up quickly because this is getting long. There are a lot of tanks out here. Okay, so maybe you were counting, but so these are 10s, 20 highs, and 40 breeders out here. All of them have one betta fish, and sorry, it's right by the street, so it's pretty loud. And then I tried to separate guppies and different snail colors and different shrimp colors. Obviously it'll be better when they're in the fish room. So these tanks are not clean. Well, I mean, they're clean, but they have like algae and stuff there outside, so there's all sorts of stuff going on out here, okay? Yeah, I'm sure my neighbors love this, but they literally have someone living in a trailer in the driveway, so I hardly think they care. This one doesn't have a betta in it. It's a 40 breeder. It's like 40 females and like 2 males in here for guppies. And this one does not have a betta. It's also a 40 breeder. Wow, you can't see anything. But this is full of huge, big fat feeder fish that I got from the store, and it was all like female guppies and mollies and platies. I was like, those mothers are huge, give me those. So there's like 2 males in there. This poor betta fish, his tank is so dirty. His air stone doesn't work as well as the other tanks. So I just threw some substrate in and some random decorations and stuff to hold the bacteria. All these tanks have been out here for, gosh, it's been like 2-3 months now. I would say they're cycled. It's been a while since we lost a fish. When I was first stocking these with bettas and stuff, the tanks were still new and fresh. And we were losing a lot of bettas. So I thought they were cycled, but they weren't, I guess. Or I don't know, I think we had the redworm outbreak. So, and here's the last tank right there. There's also some baby bristlenose plecos out here. There's the lemon blue eye ones, and then some albino somethings. I don't even know, because I paid for 3 and she sent me 6, and they were labeled differently, so I don't know what actually it was. I just tried to put them in separate tanks. Where's the betta that lives out here? It's a blue one. Well, there's a betta in each tank, so that's it. That's the insanity. I built an air manifold. I got like 3 air pumps hooked up to it. But I gotta get these guys inside because it is the end of September now. And it is starting to get a little chilly. Like, it's windy today. It actually feels like fall time. So once we get these tanks inside, oh, this is one of my favorite tanks. It has like these sunset guppies. I also threw like an orange endler in there because I thought they would make cool babies. So all the ones you see are female, and there's 3 males. So I'm pretty excited to see what this tank does for me. And then there's like swordtails and platies and stuff. But we got to get these guys inside here soon. Oh, this is one of my favorite bettas. Can we see him, please? He's a baby. Come on, focus on him. He's really beautiful. Yeah, I gotta get these guys inside soon because it's definitely looking like fall. Let me switch this around. Wait, no, wrong way. Sorry. It's definitely starting to look like fall time. Yeah. So, how do I do this? Yeah, there we go. Like, I don't know how to do it. But my husband's going insane because I've taken up the whole. This is like really hard to do, like selfie mode. Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to learn how to use this gyro. My husband's going insane because I've taken over almost the entire property is like fish land, so I'm like super ashamed of myself. But we'll be okay soon because I'm almost done painting. I'm gonna finish painting tonight, even if I have to do it once the sun goes down. And then we're moving the shelves in, boys. Come on, I want to show like I'm a midget. Okay, there. Yeah, so we're moving the shelves in, and then that's it. Then we have a fish room. I don't know where the better racks are gonna fit. So those might have to get moved outside or somewhere else, because they're probably not gonna fit in here, but I haven't told my husband that yet, so. Rest in peace. Okay, bye you guys, see you next time.